Good morning, Storytime friends. It's Melanie from Estes Valley Library. I'm here in the kitchen because we're gonna be cooking up some soup and stew today. All our stories are about soup and stew. So we're gonna check in with our friends Chester and Rosie and see what they're up to. Chester should be here any minute. Oh, I wonder if he's gonna guess what I'm making for him. Let me see. Oh, it's tasty. Carrot stew. Oh, Chester, is that you?
Oh, hey, Rosie, what's...
Oh, it is you.
Hi. It
Hi.
smells great.
Well, I want you to guess what it is.
Ooh, if I had to guess, I would say, carrot stew.
Yeah, it is. Hey, you want to taste some?
Oh, yes, please.
Here you go.
That's so great.
I'm glad you like it.
Reminds me of that song we used to sing. You want to sing that song?
Oh, yeah, let's sing it. Carrot stew, it's our favorite thing to do. Get a pot and a carrot or two and cook up some carrot stew. I gotta taste some myself. Oh, it's almost gone, Chester. Here, you have some. Oh, I think maybe just a...
Well, you know, Rosie,
Yeah?
I got a much bigger pot at my house. We could make some more carrot stew.
Oh, you mean like this is just our appetizer?
Yeah, main course.
Oh, okay. Main course at your house.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, that sounds good, Chester. Let's go. Carrot stew, it's our favorite thing to do. Let's read our first book, The Wolf's Chicken Stew by Kiko Kaza. There once lived a wolf who loved to eat more than anything else in the world. As soon as he finished one meal, he began to think of the next. One day, the wolf got a terrible craving for chicken stew. All day long, he walked across the forest in search of a delicious chicken. Finally, he spotted one. Ah, she's perfect for my stew, he thought. The wolf crept closer, but just as he was about to grab his prey, he had another idea. If there were just some way to fatten this bird a little more, he thought, there'd be all the more stew for me. So the wolf ran home to his kitchen and began to cook. First, he made 100 scrumptious pancakes. Then late at night, he left them on the chicken's porch. "Eat well, my pretty chicken," he cried. "Get nice and fat for my stew." The next night, he brought 100 scrumptious donuts. "Eat well, my pretty chicken," he cried. "Get nice and fat for my stew." And on the next night, he brought a scrumptious cake weighing 100 pounds. "Eat well, my pretty chicken," he cried. "Get nice and fat for my stew." At last all was ready. This was the night he'd been waiting for. He put a large stew pot on the fire and set out joyfully to find his dinner. That chicken must be as fat as a balloon by now, he thought. Let's see. But as he peeked into the chicken's house, the door opened suddenly, and the chicken screeched, "Oh, ho, ho, so it was you, Mr. Wolf." Children, look, the pancakes and the donuts and that scrumptious cake, they weren't from Santa Claus. All those presents were from Uncle Wolf. The baby chicks jumped all over the wolf and gave him 100 kisses. "Oh, thank you, Uncle Wolf. You're the best cook in the world." Uncle Wolf didn't have chicken stew that night, but Mrs. Chicken fixed him a nice dinner anyway. "Aw, shucks," he thought as he walked home. "Maybe tomorrow I'll bake the little critters 100 scrumptious cookies." The end. Well, it looks like that wolf made a new friend. And she's cooking him dinner too. Yeah, sounds like a pretty good deal. Once upon a time in a nursery rhyme, there were three bears. Three bears. One was the papa bear, and one was the mama bear, and one was the wee bear.
The what bear?
The wee bear. Well, they all went a-walking in the deep woods a-talking when along came a little girl with long golden curly curls.
Her name was Goldilocks.
And up upon the door she knocked. No one was there, no one was there, so she walked right in and had herself a ball, just a-rockin' and a-eatin' and a-sleepin' and all. This chair is
too hard.
This chair is
too soft.
Oh, this chair is just right. Rock, 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 crash. This stew is
too hot.
This stew is
too cold.
Oh, this stew is just right. Yum, 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 yum. This bed is
too soft.
This bed is
too hard.
Oh, this bed is
just right.
Then home came the three bears. I said the three, I said the three, I said the three bears.
Someone's been sitting in my chair,
said the papa bear, said the papa bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair, said the mama bear, said the mama bear. Beep bop a wee bear, said the little wee bear.
My chair is broke. Someone's been eating my stew,
said the papa bear, said the papa bear. Someone's been eating my stew, said the mama bear, said the mama bear. Beep bop a wee bear, said the little wee bear.
My stew's all gone.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said the mama bear, said the mama bear.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed,
said the papa bear, said the papa bear. Beep bop a wee bear, said the little wee bear. Someone's in my bed. Then Goldilocks woke up and broke up the party and beat it out of there. Bye, 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 said the mama bear.
Bye, 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 bye,
said the papa bear. Beep, bop, a wee bear, said the little wee bear. And that is the story of the three bears. I said the three, I said the three, I said the three bears.
Okay, boys and girls, I've got this lollipop, but it's actually a drum. Let's see if you can clap out this rhythm with me. We got a little soup song here. Carrot soup, carrot soup. If I don't get some, I'm really gonna droop. Give away my basketball, give away my hoop, but don't give away my carrot soup. Ooh, let's try stew this time. Carrot stew, carrot stew. If I don't get some, I don't know what I'll do. Give away my socks and give away my shoe, but don't give away my carrot stew. Hey friends, let's read our next book together. This one is called What's the Time, Grandma Wolf? It's written and illustrated by Ken Brown. Let's see what the time is, huh, Grandma Wolf? There's a wolf in the woods, and everyone said, she's big and she's bad. She's old and she's hairy. Best leave her alone. She's mean and she's scary. But we wanted to know, So he crept a bit closer. And Piglet, who's brave, shouted,
What's the time, Grandma Wolf?
and she opened her eyes, and they were very, very big, and yawned. It's time I got up. So we crept a bit closer, and Fawn, who's shy, whispered,
What's the time, Grandma Wolf?
and she pricked up her ears, they were very, very big, and said, It's time I brushed my teeth. So we crept a bit closer, and Crow, who is noisy, squawked,
What's the time, Grandma Wolf?
and she took down a kettle, it was very, very big, and said, It's time I scrubbed the stew pot. So we crept a bit closer, and Squirrel, who's sassy, squeaked,
What's the time, Grandma Wolf?
and she fetched a sharp axe, it was very, very big, and said, It's time to chop the wood. So we crept a bit closer, and Badger, who's bold, barked, What's the time, Grandma Wolf? And she picked up 2 pails, they were very, very big, and said, It's time I fetched some water. Ooh, what do you think Grandma Wolf is up to? All these chores. Can you guess? So we crept a bit closer, and Duckling, who's silly, quacked,
What's the time, Grandma Wolf?
and she looked down her nose. It was very, very big, and said, It's time to light the fire. So we crept even closer, and Rabbit, who's reckless, giggled,
Oh, what's the time, Grandma Wolf?
It's dinner time! Whoa! Everybody's scared. Dinner time? What does that mean? So we all settled down to a vegetable stew. And old Grandma Wolf, what did she do? She read us our favorite story. Little Red Riding Hood. The end. That was a funny joke at the end. What did you think was going to happen, huh? I'm mixing up a pot of special soup. Ooey gooey, very special soup. I'm mixing up a pot of special soup. Making it just for you. Let's put in foods that start with P. P. The letter P, like pizza. Stir it up, stir it up. Popcorn. Stir it up, stir it up. Peanut butter. Stir it up, stir it up. Pickles. Stir it up, stir it up.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yuck! Ooh, let's put in food that starts with S. The letter S, like steak.
Stir it up, stir it up.
Sardines. Stir it up, stir it up. Spaghetti. Stir it up, stir it up. Spinach. Stir it up, stir it up.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yuck! Let's put in foods that start with B.
Buh.
The letter B, like bacon.
Stir it up, stir it up.
Broccoli.
Stir it up, stir it up.
Butter.
Stir it up, stir it up.
Bananas.
Stir it up, stir it up. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yuck! Let's put in foods that start with L.
Ooh, ooh.
The letter L, like Liver.
Stir it up, stir it up.
Lettuce. Stir it up, stir it up. Lemons.
Stir it up, stir it up.
Lollipops.
Stir it up, stir it up. Bum, 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 bum.
Ooh, I'm mixing up a pot of special soup. Ooey gooey, very special soup. I'm mixing up a pot of special soup and making it just for you. Oh, just for you. Why don't you try some, please?
Let's read this next book by Oge Mora. It's called Thank You, Omu. Look, it happens in the city. On the corner of First Street and Long Street, on the very top floor, Omu was cooking a thick red stew in a big fat pot for a nice evening meal. She seasoned and stirred it and took a small taste. "Oh, what a delicious stew," Omu said. "Tonight's dinner will surely be the best I've ever had." With that, Omu put down her spoon and went to read a book before supper. As the thick red stew simmered on the stove, its scrumptious scent wafted out the window and out the door, down the hall, towards the street, and around the block until, knock! Someone was at the door. When Omu opened it, she saw a little boy. "Little boy," Omu exclaimed, "what brings you to my home?" "I was playing with my race car down the hall when I smelled something most delicious smell," the little boy replied. "What is it?" "Thick red stew." Stew," he sighed. "That sure sounds yummy." Omu thought for a moment. She had been saving the stew for dinner, but she had made quite a bit. It would not hurt to share. "Would you like some?" The little boy nodded, and so Omu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. "Thank you, Omu," the little boy said, and went on his way. With that, Omu closed the door and went back to her book. As she read, her thick red stew's scrumptious scent wafted out the window and out the door, down the hall, towards the street, and around the block, until, knock, knock, someone was at the door. When Omu opened the door, this time she saw a police officer. "Ms. Police Officer," Omu exclaimed, "what brings you to my home?" "I was on duty down the street when I smelled the most delicious smell," Ms. Police Officer replied. "What is it?" "Thick red stew." "Ah, stew," she said, with her mouth watered. "That sounds mighty tasty." Omu thought for a moment. There was still time to share. There was still enough to share. "Would you like some?" The police officer nodded. Once again, Omu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. "Thank you, Omu," the officer said, and went on her way. And so, for the second time, Omu closed the door and went back to her book. Sure enough, as she read, her thick red stew's scrumptious scent wafted out the window, out the door, down the street, down the hall, towards the street, and around the block, until, knock, knock, knock. Again, someone was at Omu's door. This time, when she opened it, she saw a hot dog vendor. "Mr. Hot Dog Vendor," Omu exclaimed, "what brings you to my home?" "I was selling my hot dogs down the block when I smelled the most delicious smell," Mr. Hot Dog Vendor replied. "What is it?" "Thick red stew." "Oh, stew." The vendor licked his lips. "Sounds quite delectable." So Omu spooned out some thick red stew from her big fat pot for her nice evening meal. "Thank you, Omu," the hot dog vendor said, and went on his way. Throughout the day, people from all across the neighborhood knocked on Omu's door. She fed a shop owner, a cab driver, a doctor, an actor, a lawyer, a dancer, a baker, an artist, a singer, an athlete, a bus driver, a construction worker. Even the mayor stopped by. Soon the sky darkened, the streetlights brightened, And finally, time for dinner. But when Omu opened her big fat pot of thick red stew for her nice evening meal, it was empty. Omu sniffled. There goes the best dinner I ever had. Sorry and blue, she sat at the table and with her empty pot until knock, 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 knock. Who could that be? Omu wondered. When she opened the door, she saw the little boy, the police officer, a hot dog vendor, the shop owner, the cab driver, the doctor, the actor, the lawyer, the dancer, the baker. What? Everyone she had fed today was at her door. I'm sorry, everyone, Omu sighed. My thick red stew is all gone. I have nothing left to share. The little boy tugged at Omu's sleeve. Don't worry, Omu. We're not here to ask. We are here to give. The police officer carried a fresh salad. The mayor entered with a roasted chicken. The baker brought a collection of sweet goodies. Even the little boy presented Omu with something special in a shiny red envelope. Everyone who had knocked on Omu's door that day squeezed inside her tiny apartment, and together they ate, danced, and celebrated. When Omu's big fat pot of thick red stew was empty, her heart was full of happiness and love. The dinner was the best she had ever had. And look what was inside this envelope. It says, "Thank you, Omu." That was a good story. You know, I liked some of those words in that story. There was words like delectable and scrumptious and tasty and wafted. Makes me kind of hungry. Hey, boys and girls, we're going to make some soup. So I've got some ingredients right here. Let's see, I've got, you know what this is? Right, an onion. We're gonna chop it and slice it and put it in the pot. Add salt and pepper and stir a lot. Hey there, Harry.
Hey, Melanie, what you making?
Oh, I'm making some soup. The boys and girls are helping me at home. Look what I have here.
Ooh, a cabbage.
Yeah, I've got a cabbage and a potato, and we're going to chop it and slice it and put it in the pot. Add salt and pepper and stir a lot. Oh, I've got a few more ingredients here.
It smells really good so far.
Oh, well, look what I have.
Ooh, tomato.
Yeah, and
Cauliflower.
oh, I'm glad you knew that vegetable. Let's chop it and slice it and put it in the pot. Add salt and pepper and stir a lot. Oh, this is going to be delicious. Just a couple more things. Look what I have here.
Well, carrot.
Yeah, we're going to chop it and slice it and put it in the pot. Add salt and pepper and stir a lot. Oh, so many great vegetables.
Yum.
Harry, do you like your soup spicy?
Oh, is that a chili pepper?
Yeah. You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's add it. Chop it and slice it and put it in the pot. Add salt and pepper and stir a lot. Oh, this is going to be delicious.
Ooh, I can't wait to try it. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, Melanie, what's the name of this soup?
Oh, this soup is called turtle soup, Harry.
Turtle soup!
Oh,
No, don't put me in the soup! Please don't put me in the soup!
You know, I was afraid of that. I call it turtle soup because I'm making it for a turtle. I'm making it for you, Harry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's all your favorite vegetables.
Well, I do love all those things.
Yeah. I can't believe you thought I'd put you in the soup, Harry.
Oh, you really scared me there, Melanie.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, you want to taste?
Yes, please.
I don't know that it'll be done quite yet, but you can tell me if I need to add anything.
Oh, maybe some more vegetables.
Oh, okay. Some more vegetables, and then we'll have this for lunch. How about that?
Oh, sounds good. As long as we don't put any more turtles in it.
I'm not going to put any turtles in this soup, Harry.
Oh, thank goodness.
Mm.
Okay, everybody, I don't know about you. I'm getting kind of stuffed from all this soup, but we've got one last book to read, one more course. So let's read it together. It's called Pumpkin Soup, and it's by Helen Cooper. Deep in the woods, there's an old white cabin with pumpkins in the garden. There's a good smell of soup, and at night, with luck, you might see a bagpiping cat through the window, and a squirrel with a banjo, and a small singing duck. Pumpkin soup, the best you ever tasted. Made by the cat who slices up the pumpkin. Made by the squirrel who stirs in the water. Made by the duck who scoops up a pipkin of salt and tips in just enough. They slurp their soup and play their song, then pop off to bed in a quilt stitched together by the cat, embroidered by the squirrel, and filled with fine feathers from the duck. And it's peaceful in the old white cabin. Everyone has his own job to do. Everyone is happy, or so it seems. I wonder what could be up. But one morning, the duck woke up early. He tiptoed into the kitchen and smiled at the squirrel's special spoon. "Wouldn't it be fine," he murmured, "if I could be the head cook?" He drew up a stool, hopped on top, and reached until his beak just touched the tip of the spoon. Kerplonk! Down it clattered. Then the duck trotted back to the bedroom, held up the spoon, and said, "Today, it's my turn to stir the soup." "That's mine," squeaked the squirrel. "Stirring is my job. Give that back." "You're much too small," snapped the cat. "We'll cook the way we always have." But the duck held on tight until the squirrel tugged with all his might, and whoops! The spoon spun through the air and bopped the cat on the head. Then there was trouble, a horrible squabble, a row, a racket, a rumpus in the old white cabin. Uh-oh, they're fighting over the spoon. "I'm not staying here," wailed the duck. "You never let me help with anything." And he packed up a wheelbarrow, put on his hat, and waddled away. "You'll be back," stormed the cat, "after we've cleaned up." And the squirrel shook his spoon in the air, but the duck didn't come back. Not for breakfast, not even for lunch. "I'll find him," scoffed the cat. "He'll be hiding outside." There goes the duck with a little, he's got a pumpkin in his wheelbarrow. Can you see? "I bet he's in the pumpkin patch." But the duck was not in the pumpkin patch. They could not find him anywhere. So they waited all that long afternoon. The cat watched the door. The squirrel paced the floor. "That duck will be sorry when he comes home," they muttered. But the duck didn't come home, not even at soup time. The soup wasn't tasty. They'd made it too salty. They didn't feel hungry anyway. They both sobbed over supper, and their tears dripped into the soup and made it even saltier. "We should have let him stir the soup," sniffled the squirrel. "He was only trying to help," wept the cat. "Let's go out and look for him." The cat and squirrel were scared as they wandered down the path in the dark, dark woods. They feared for the duck, all alone with the trees and the foxes and the wolves and the witches and the bears, but they couldn't find him. On and on they trudged until they reached the edge of a steep, steep cliff. "Maybe he fell down that," wailed the cat. "I'll save him," squeaked the squirrel, and he scrambled down on a long, shaky rope. He searched all around on the ground, but he couldn't find the duck. Then the cat whispered in a sad little voice, "Duck might have found some better friends." "He might," sighed the squirrel. "Friends who let him help." And the more they thought about it as they plodded back, the more they were sure they were right. There's Duck with his new restaurant. Uh-oh, they missed Duck. But when they were almost home, they saw a light shining from the old white cabin. "It's Duck!" they shrieked as they burst through the door. And the duck was so happy to see them. He was also very hungry, and though it was late, they thought they would all make some pumpkin soup. Look at that mess they're making. When the duck stirred, the cat and the squirrel didn't say a word. Not even when the duck stirred the soup so fast that it slopped right out of the pot. Not even when the pot got burnt. Then the duck showed the squirrel how to measure out the salt, and the soup was still the best you ever tasted. So once again, it was peaceful in the old white cabin, until the duck said,
I think I'll play the bagpipes now.
He wants to try an instrument that's not his. That's a little different than cooking, huh? Probably didn't sound too good if you don't know how to play the bagpipes. All right, Storytime friends, that's all for today. I hope you guys are gonna make some interesting soup at home. What are you gonna toss in your soup, huh? Maybe some turtles or carrots or pumpkins? I think I like a tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich most of all. See you guys next time.